Hello and welcome to another Magic the Gathering video. So today we're going to be opening 3 packs of Time Spiral Remastered. So just before I get on and open these packs, there's quite a bit of backstory to this which I don't really want to go into on this video concerning this Time Spiral Remastered set. Put very succinctly, it's what they've done is they've taken the 3 original sets, Time Spiral, Plane of Chaos, Future Sight, which compose the original Time Spiral block, and distilled it down into one single set with 289 cards. There's also the inclusion of so-called time-shifted cards in here. Now what I would suggest you do is you hop over to the MTG wiki on mtgfandom.com and check out the articles on there, because it does a much better job than I'd ever be able to do on video explaining the intricacies of this. And it's definitely worth looking at both the Time Spiral Remastered articles and the articles on the original sets. Also on the channel here I have actually opened packs from Time Spiral, Plane of Chaos, Future Sight, that's the original boosters, when I was going through the sort of modern era of earlier sets from the modern era. And so definitely check those out. I explain a little bit about what time shifted means in each of those sets, because it's different in each set as to what is in the time shifted slot. Again, in this Time Spiral Remastered, what goes into that time shifted slot is slightly different, but in terms of cosmetically it looks very similar to the time shifted cards that were used in Time Spiral, in that they've put it in old bordered frames. But again, I'd read the articles because it's complicated. So we're just going to get on and open some of these packs. I've not gone into any detail as to how they've condensed this and what they've dropped, but off to the side here I do have MTG Goldfish open, just because it's been a while since I've looked at the original sets for this, so I have no idea what are the chase cards. So it gives me some idea, at least when I pull something that's reasonably decent, I don't look completely clueless, which is fine. Okay, so first up we have Riddle of Lightning. I may end up going through all of these cards individually because the whole block was extremely complicated. This is an unusual block to do a remastered for, actually. I don't know what the motivation for this actually was, but it's an incredibly complex block. I mean, at the time, it definitely was not a block for people that were new to Magic to get into. 3 and 2 red, instant, choose any target, scry 3, then reveal the top card of your library. Riddle of Lightning deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to that permanent or player. Dreamstalker. 1 and a blue, creature illusion, 1/5. When Dreamstalker enters the battlefield, return a permanent you control to its owner's hand. Coldstoker, 3 and a red, 3/3, creature elemental. When Coldstoker enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, add 3 red. Citadel Wood Readers, 2 and a green, creature human druid. It's a 1/4. It's got kicker, 2 and a green. You may pay an additional 2 green as you cast a spell. When Citadel, I think that is, Wood Readers enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, draw 2 cards. Feebleness, 1 and a black, enchantment aura, flash, enchanted creature gets -2/-1. Edge of Autumn, 1 and a green sorcery. If you control 4 or fewer lands, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. Has cycling on it. Sacrifice a land, discard this card, draw a card. Sporoloth Ancient. 3 and 2 green. It's a creature fungus. It's a 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on Sporoloth Ancient. Creatures you control have removed 2 spore counters from this creature. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Momentary Blink is in the set. 1 and a white instant. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It has flashback, 3 and a blue, so you can cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. Trespasser Ilvek, 2 and a black, creature human rogue. So 3/1, discard a card. Trespasser Ilvek gains shadow until end of turn. It can block or be blocked by only creatures with shadow. Children of Corliss, single whites, 1/1, creature human rebel cleric. Sacrifice Children of Corliss, you gain life equal to the life you've lost this turn. Moving on to our uncommons, we've got a Sulphur Elemental. That's 2 and a red, 3/2, creature elemental with flash and split second. So with split second, as long as this spell is on the stack, players can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. White creatures get +1, -1. Pendelhaven Elder, 1 and a green for a 1/1 creature elf shaman. You can tap it, and each 1/1 creature you control gets +1/+2 until end of turn. Riptide Pilferer, 1 and a blue 1/1 creature merfolk rogue. When Riptide Pilferer deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. It's got morph for a single blue. You may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3. Turn it face up any time for its morph cost. And our rare is a Greater Gargadon. And the Greater Gargadon, it's a creature beast. It's a 9/7. It has suspend 10 on it for red. So you sacrifice an artifact, creature or land. Remove a time counter from Greater Gargadon. Activate this ability only if Greater Gargadon is suspended. Okay, so we've got an Abrupt Decay in Old Border here. So this is the time shifted card as they are in Time Spiral Remastered. So black, green, instant. This spell can't be countered. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. And then we have an ape token. Oh yes, slivers. Yeah. Tempting fate here. It would be nice if we could pull a Sliver Legion, but I don't think statistically that's going to be a thing. But hey, we'll see. So yeah, slivers are a thing in the original block, and are here as well. 5 and a red. It's battering sliver, by the way, if I didn't say that already. Creature sliver. All slivers creatures have trample. It's a 4/4. Piracy Charm. Oh yeah, these are in here. Okay, single blue. Instant. Choose one. Target creature gains Island Walk until end of turn. Target creature gets +2, -1 until end of turn. Target player discards a card. Yeah, looks like we've got a sliver pack. Bone Splitter Sliver. 3 in a red. Creature Sliver. 2/2. All sliver creatures get +2/+0. Thallid Germinator. 2 in a green, 2/2 creature fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on Thallid Germinator. Remove 3 spore counters from Thallid Germinator. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Sacrifice a sapling. Target creature gets target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Got Deadly Grub here. 3 and a black. It's a 3/1 creature insect with vanishing, or vanishing 3 to be more specific. This creature enters the battlefield with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter from it. When the last is removed, sacrifice it. When Deadly Grub dies, if it had no time counters on it, create a 6/1 green insect creature token with Shroud. It can't be the target of spells or abilities. Strength in numbers. 2 and a green instant. Until the end of turn, target creature gains trample and gets +X/+X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Amaru Scout. 1 and a white. Creature Kithkin Rebel Scouts, a 2/1. 4 tap. Search the library for a Rebel permanent card with converted mana cost 3 or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Looter Ilkor. 1 and a blue, 1/1 creature core rogue with shadow. Whenever Looter Ilkor deals damage to an opponent, draw a card, then discard a card. Ichor Slick. 2 and a black sorcery. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn, cycling 2. So pay 2, discard this card, draw a card. Madness. 3 and a black. If you discard this card, discard it into exile. When you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your graveyard. So much going on in this set. Shade of Trocaire. 3 and a white creature shade. Single white Shade of Trocaire gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Suspend 3. Or a single white. Rather than cast this cost from your hand, you may pay white and exile it with 3 time counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, remove time counter. When the last is removed, cast it without paying its mana cost. It has haste. Enslave. 4 and 2 black. Enchantment Aura. Enchant creature you control enchanted creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted creature deals 1 damage to its owner. This is our first uncommon. We've got Clockwork Hydra in here, 5 to cast. It's our artifact creature Hydra, 0/0, so something in the rules text is giving its power toughness. Clockwork Hydra enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever Clockwork Hydra attacks or blocks, remove a +1/+1 counter from it. If you do, Clockwork Hydra deals 1 damage to any target. Tap. Put a +1/+1 counter on Clockwork Hydra. Bonded Fetch. 2 and a blue. 0/2. Creature Homunculus. It's got Defender and Haste. Tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Oh, well, what do you know? We have a Gemstone Caverns. And it's a mythic. It's a legendary land. If Gemstone Caverns is in your opening hand and you're not the starting player, you may begin the game with Gemstone Caverns on the battlefield with a luck counter on it. If you do, exile a card from your hand. Tap, add colourless. If Gemstone Caverns has a luck counter on it instead, add 1 mana of any colour. So, at the moment, I believe that's the second most expensive card in the set, around about $32, somewhere around that region. That's obviously not the reason why I open these packs, but I know some people are interested in how lucky I get sometimes. So yeah. Oh, Restoration Angel as well. Okay. 3 and a white creature angel with flash and flying. When Restoration Angel enters the battlefield, you may exile target non-angel creature card you control, then return that card to the battlefield under your control. It's just a cool card. I don't know if it's worth a lot, but I just remember that for certain reasons, which nostalgia reasons, I suppose. I'm just leaving it on camera a little bit there, so you can sort of get the feel for this, you know, sort of reimagining. I'm trying to even remember if Restoration Angel ever... I think with this piece of the pack, if you like, the time-shifted cards, I think the whole point is they've stuck like modern era cards in old school borders this time round. At least that's what I think's going on. And we have a Knight's token. Right, so I think we've had our bit of luck, and that might be us done on the luck side of things, but we'll see how we do. Skirk Shaman, 3 and 2 red, 2/2 creature Goblin Shaman. Skirk Shaman can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or red creatures. Slipstream Serpent, 7 and a blue, 6/6. Slipstream Serpent can't attack unless defending player controls an island. When you control no islands, sacrifice Slipstream Serpent, morph 5 and a blue. You may cast this card face down as a 2/2 creature for 3, turn it face up any time for its morph cost. Gossamer Phantasm, 1 and a blue, 2/1, creature illusion with flying. When Gossamer Phantasm becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Utopia Vow, 1 and a green, enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. Enchanted creature has tap, add 1 mana of any colour. Death Spore Thallid, 1 and a black, 1/1, creature zombie fungus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on Death Spore Thallid. Remove 3 spore counters from Death Spore Thallid. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Sacrifice a sapling. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Sinew Sliver, 1 and a white, 1/1 creature sliver. All sliver creatures get +1/+1. Arathi Trapper, 1 and a black, 1/2, creature human rebel rogue, black tap target creature. Ivory Giant, 5 and 2 white, 3/4 creature giant. When Ivory Giant enters the battlefield, tap all non-white creatures, suspend 5. So single white, again, sticks time counters on it, once you've removed the last time counter, you cast it without paying its mana cost, and it has haste. So you've got a choice here. You can either cast it regularly or suspend it. Bewilder, 2 and a blue instant. Target creature gets -3/-0 until end of turn. Draw a card. Temporal Isolation, 1 and a white flash enchant creature. Enchanted creature has shadow. Prevent all damage that will be dealt by enchanted creature. Cloud Seeker, 1 and a blue creature fairy spell shaper with flying. Single blue tap, discard a card, create a 1/1 blue fairy creature token named Cloud Sprite. It has flying, and Cloud Sprite can block only creatures with flying. It's a 1/1. Another Thallid, Spore Sower Thallid, 2 and 2 green creature fungus, 4/4. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on each fungus you control. Remove 3 spore counters from Spore Sower Thallid. Create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. Stormcloud Djinn, 4 and a blue for a 3/3 creature djinn with flying. Stormcloud Djinn can block only creatures with flying. Double red, Stormcloud Djinn gets +2/+0 until end of turn and deals 1 damage to you. Oh, interesting. So this is a regular rare. Porphyry Nodes, I think that is. Porphyry Nodes. Single white enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, destroy the creature with the least power. It can't be regenerated. If 2 or more creatures are tied for least power, you choose one of them. When there are no creatures on the battlefield, sacrifice porphyry nodes. Wow. I'd completely forgotten about that card. Okay. It's one of those cards you have to sort of mull over, you know, like how do you build a deck around that? Or do you want to build a deck around that? Actually, that would be a good... Do you think that would be a good commander fodder challenge? Is try and build a commander deck that synergizes with porphyry nodes. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I don't normally do this because it sets me up. It sets a rod for my backup. In the comments section, make a comment if you'd like me to do a special episode of Commander Fodder where I try and build some... I'm not even going to say what colour it's in now. If I say, oh, a mono white deck, I think I'm committing myself too much. But, you know, a build around porphyry nodes. Obviously, I'd want to try and see if I can find an on-topic commander rather than just play what I would call a totem commander. Yeah, so we'll see. But yeah, if you're interested in me in doing that, it'll be a bit of fun. Okay, so our time shifted card, and again, if I hadn't pointed out, notice like the purple shade on the Time Spiral Remastered logo here. So single red, Monastery Swift Spear, creature human monk, 1/2 with haste and prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay, and it's a 1/2. And then finally we got a goblin here. So just before I close off the video, let's just talk a little bit about this reimagining with the old border frames. I think it's a nice idea. The one thing I will say is it feels a bit odd with the modern artwork. There is a period in Magic's history where, in terms of the old borders in combination with more, they upped their game during old style borders, but there was a period when they still had the old style borders, and they went from that period where they sort of really upped their game with the artwork compared to the slightly cheesy artwork of the really early sets. And I'm trying to think when that was. It may have been around the time of sort of 6th edition, the core set, somewhere in that period. And it might be worth, if you're interested, going through, say, MT Gen and looking at some of the older sets in there and seeing that you'll know what I mean when you get there. So I would work through from about Tempest onwards, and you'll see Wizards hit a sweet spot with the old style borders and the artwork, and you'll know when you get to that point, and you'll know what I mean. My problem with this is, and again, this is just an aesthetics thing from my own point of view. People have completely different opinions on this, but it doesn't sit quite right. And I don't even know if I would call these, when I think about the old border, let me just see if I can. Yeah, even the Restoranger. The only one that doesn't look, well, even that looks a little bit out of place. Yeah, even with, there's something different about these old borders, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the fact that it's newer artwork in old borders. But yeah, I'd be interested in your comments on this. What you think? Anybody there that remembers, that knows what I'm talking about? And for those that don't, do try it. Just go through MT Gen, work your way through the sets from about Tempest onwards. I think it's a time even after Urza block actually. And you'll notice there was just this. It's almost like the whole set's perfect, and I just can't remember off the top of my head like when that is. But I know it's during that whole old border period. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.